weapon in Monster Hunter. The Great Sword! And it is the best weapon. Shh, okay, it is. It is. There is a reason it's the top of the list when you search for weapons. There's a reason it's on the goddamn box of the goddamn first game. It is the flagship of the weapons. Do you want to know what song plays out of Great Swords on repeat? Because holding one is goddamn proof of a hero. So... okay, no, but look, I love Great Sword. You know I love Great Sword. And today, I want to tell you my 5 favorite Great Swords, with a few little bonus ones here and there. And the reason I want to do this is because, I mean, I literally just said I love Great Sword. So, I mean, that's, you know, that's where we're at here. To begin with, I do want to throw in a couple honorable mentions, because this is focused on Iceborne, of course. But when am I going to get another opportunity to, well, tell you the 2 Great Swords from the old games, the old world, that I absolutely adore, and they're a little bit quirky, like an owl covered in tar, because they are, well, Malfestio and Gogmazios's. And I absolutely adore them. I mean, one, having a scythe great sword is lovely, but I love the intricacy of having the wing blades there that look so incredible when Malfestio roars, the gold, the feathering. I just love that it's set up. It's not something that you see often in great sword form, and it's just so wholly unique. I don't want to labor on these too much again, because, you know, it's supposed to be Iceborne, but I just think it is so refreshingly different, and of course it helps that it comes from one of my top 5 favorite monsters, much like Gogmazios's is probably my second favorite monster. And look, I don't like the top of it. I don't like that it's quite chunky and there's not really much of a blade, but I adore the blue metal hues. I adore the chained look, the writing on it. It looks like it's almost sealed, like if those chains shatter, some ancient curse is going to be unleashed, and really you're bashing it against monsters repeatedly, so that curse is going to get unleashed, and I think that's just such a cool aesthetic. So those 2 quick mentions aside, let's begin this properly with number 5, the enigmatic, majestic, rare, basic iron great sword chrome death scythe. And look, my great sword taste might be not what you might expect, but yes, great sword is a simple weapon.
You don't say.
Me hunter, me hold big stick, and me hit monster with it. Me kill and where. Haha. You know, I won't deny, right? We all love great overcompensation because it's exactly that. And what more do you want than, well, a huge hunking great bit of curved wicked metal scything down your foes? I just love it. It's one of just the best looking basic weapons in the entire game. And I've always been a firm believer that great swords don't need to get fancy. Their essence is in just brutal simplicity, because the essence of the weapon itself is brutal simplicity. There's like 5 bloody moves on the thing. You don't need bits everywhere, spikes and designs and craziness, though there is a few of those on this list, you'll see. But you just want something that looks like it's going to hurt like hell when it impacts in the monster. And yeah, this does. And the thing is, with the new actual layered weapony stuff, imagine being able to make something like the chrome scythe, well, Luna Blue.
That great sword is incredible.
Or when Kulf comes back, imagine being able to turn this into her golden patterned form. If we could upgrade her weapons, and then they turn into, well, Iceborne's basic metal model. And we know we are going to upgrade them, it's just whether they aesthetically change. So the potential coming from the caverns of El Dorado is just too much. And look, I do want to say, by the way, one of the reasons I am inspired to do this video right here is because a certain Mr. Cotton decided to do a top 10 weapons, and there was only 2 great swords on it, and they're not even the best great swords. So, well, I'm sorry for what had to happen. But on a happier note, number 4 is Kushala Daora's great sword. Now look, another day, another list, this might not appear here, you know, tastes fluctuate, And I think this is very much underappreciated, as is a lot of Kushaladora stuff. I love the animal themes. You know I adore animals. It's one of the reasons I'm so deeply, hopelessly addicted to Monster Hunter. And the fact that all of his stuff is well designed around various animals is a lovely treat. And with his great sword, it is just a representation of his majestic metallic wing. The bird of prey, helming it at the top, a single little talon at the bottom, very useful for grabbing things that are just slightly out of range of you. And the main reason, if I'm gonna be absolutely, if I'm gonna level with you, is that I love the idea that if you're like, hey, Kushaladora Great Sword user, they can just draw their weapon in, hello! It looks like the bird's just waving one arm up, and I think that's just fantastic. And I just wanted to highlight it. I really did. I think it's so charming, and I just think it needs more attention. It really, really does. Does it technically should be here? Maybe not, but I think it's one of the most uniquely designed great swords literally ever, and it definitely gets props from me for that. Then in number 3, I mean, we have one of the sexiest things ever known to man. No, I mean, not yet. I mean, yes, that is true what I just said, but not now, Rage. I'm talking about Guild Palace. Because look, all 14 of these weapons are just masterpieces of craftsmanship, but this great sword, as I said at the start, I believe, great sword, simple weapon, simple, effective, hit the thing, stick, that is good. But you can go to the opposite end of the spectrum, have a nice, normal blade edge, but then that intricate design, the gold of the white metal, the royal blue woven in, it just looks majestic. It is phenomenal. It is awarded to Knights of the Guild that have achieved great deeds as a reward, and what a reward it is. It's the kind of great sword that you sleep next to. And rightly so. And I like that it's, kind of actually quite good. It basically, to me, is the epitome of, actual lots going on design, still looking bloody fantastic. It's just one of the most beautiful weapons I've ever seen, never mind great sword. So Guild Palace, hats off to you. Although I would technically prefer it if the blue was like maybe a darker color like black or dark red. I think that would be, optimum, as red is the best color. But I will forgive it and move on to the Great Wyvern Jawblade. This has been my favorite greatsword, right? Number 1, absolute, I loved it all the way until World, where a certain greatsword you might be aware of replaced it. And I love the beautiful simplicity of this. I love the story it tells just by looking at it. To me, this is the most spirit of greatsword weapon that exists. It captures the weapon's essence perfectly, right? I look at this and I get as excited as this bull. Look, I realize that was a weird sort of segue into that. I just think that's hilarious, and I wanted a reason to show you those bull noises. So, here in a great sword video seemed correct. Alright, look. Great Wyvern Jawblade. Exactly, it's that. Some dude, right, hunter man, killed something real good and proper, ripped out its jaw bone, took it to blacksmith and went, alright lad, look, I don't need anything fancy, here you go, right, I just want you to whack a handle on the end of this, and then maybe sharpen up the front a little bit, then give me it back. Do now else, that is absolutely spot on, thank you. And is that not just wondrously brilliant? It's just a big monster's jaw sharpened with a handle on, and now the hunter is using it to then kill more things. It's just elegant in that simple brutality of it. And I think genuinely, as I said, if I had to name one weapon, one single weapon that is the great sword, it would be the Great Wyvern Jawblade, without a question. So you may ask then, well, why is it not number 1? Well, as much as I do believe it to be the Great Sword, I also can't deny there is 2 absolutely impeccable choices. And yes, 2. And yes, you might be thinking, wait, there's 1 left, and we know you really love 2 more Great Swords, and well, yeah.
My mind is telling me no, but my body is telling me yeah.
How could I pick between my children? How can a parent choose who he loves most? How could I ever decide between the Lightbreaker and the rocket-powered Great Sword that I spent all of high rank with, or at least what feels like it? The sword that replaced Great Wyvern for me as the best Great Sword. And then the Raging Brachydios, which I've always adored, looking better than it's ever been. And of course it's the Great Sword from literally my favourite monster in his most impeccable, incredible iteration yet. I can't choose between them. This might be a cop-out, but they're amazing. And again, it's both ends of the spectrum. You have basically just a sharpened Brachydios fist coated in slime that you're slamming against things, and that glow when it is unsheathed, how the slime gets so excited to explode and starts just emanating beautiful fury. It's just wonderful. You don't need anything more than just this to slap against things and you're done. But then on the other hand, a marvel of Monster Hunter technology, a remnant of the ancient civilization reconstructed, like the bowguns, like the gun lance, and it's in Great Sword form. A Great Sword that has got enhanced chopping power because some genius decided to attach fucking rocket boosters to it, and it looks magnificent. The slick metal, shiny, and just beautiful. They're both magnificent triumphs of design and execution, and I could not really choose. I just can't. And they both got to be, and in case of Raging still are, absolute tippity-top meta powerful, which just adds to it when you get to use the Great Sword you like the look of the most, and it's the best one stats-wise. I mean, come on, that is absolute heaven right there. So Raging Brachydios, rocket-powered Great Sword, you will share the crown, yes you will, and I'll not hear a word against it. Alright guys, like if you enjoyed this, let me know what you think, and subscribe for more. Goodbye.
Rage Gaming with the video float.
But that's all that's really relevant at the mo, but I'm still gonna leave this up so you patrons know that I love you even though the outro's no longer that kind of relevant. But the new one's being worked on and it's gonna be a truly badass song, and don't worry, I won't be doing any rapping on it. I'm gonna go now. This was shit.